Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show Empowering Women in Chiropractic from ChiroSecure. My name is Dr. Nathalie Beauchamp, and I will be your host today. And I'm excited to talk about our topic today because this is something that I've been playing with in terms of being a cool tool to play with since November. So I want to share with you today about chat GPT, and is it helpful in practice or is it a big hype? So I've been playing with it as well for quite some time now, I guess for last 3 months, I guess. And I'm pretty impressed with some of the material. So I thought, let's dig into this together, and I'll show you what I've come up with. And my goal today is really to make you think of what you can use the AI for, because it has its pros and its cons, and hopefully we'll cover that today. So let's go over our first slide here. So exactly this: practice help or practice hype. So today I would like to cover the many ways that the chat GPT can help us. And to do that, I thought, you know what? I'm going to create this webinar inside of the AI so people can see. So I'm going to walk you through the steps that I took to create this webinar. Because as I said, there might be stuff that you don't want to copy content exactly, but to trigger your thinking process, and instead of staring at a white page, because I know sometime when it's time to write a blog or a social media post, or I'm writing another couple books right now, and you're staring at that page and you're thinking, oh boy, where should I start here? So what I have done is my own clinic. I use these 10 categories to run the clinic. Everything is organized with those systems. So I thought, I'm going to ask AI to build this webinar based on this. So we have strategic planning, system and logistic, sales and products, marketing and events, patient education, customer service, human resources and staff communication, accounting and statistic, cultural leadership, and financial management and succession planning. So these are the 10 categories that I gave the AI. And what I did is I said, create an outline for a webinar for chiropractors on how they can use ChatGPT in their practice for these various categories. Now, I'm not going to read them all to you here, but the point is that it was able to give me an introduction, and then with all the categories giving me examples. So it did this with the 10 categories. And then I asked another question. I said, give me 10 practical examples for each category on how chiropractors can use chat GPT for their practice. So with this, and this is what I'd like to cover, and we're going to have to do part 1 and part 2 of this because there's just so much, but I thought, okay, what do I think is relevant for my practice and that I would like to use? So we're going to cover, 5 of those categories today. We'll cover more stuff because I also want to talk about other tools that you can use to integrate and so forth. But, we always have to think about creating original content, but when it comes to building things for our practice, to me it's internal. It's going to be my team and my staff that's going to see it. So to me, using AI really makes a lot of sense. So generating a really cool mission, vision, and purpose statement would be great. A SWOT analysis, some strategic plan, for specific goals, list of potential growth, market analysis, all this stuff that's more business related, even analyzing your competition. Now, I don't know, I haven't done all of this, but it will be on my list of things to do to dig deeper, asking further questions. And just so you know, if you haven't used it, it is free. They do now have, as of I think last week, a paid version. It's called Plus, and I believe it was around the $20 mark per month. And I know I saw so much value using it that I didn't mind paying for it. And I believe that what it does, it gives you not necessarily access to more, but since I've done that, the platform never froze on me. It never was dormant. It never told me that it was too busy, because that's what would often happen because a lot of people are using it. So those are, for strategic planning. The second category is business system and logistic. And for this one, only two made sense for me, because, appointments and streamlining, checking in, and so forth. We all have chiropractic software in our practices to be able to do that. So why being redundant? But two that caught my attention were automate patient follow-up and communication using chat AI. Again, do we completely care that our emails are original when we're communicating to patient? Maybe not as much. And also, and I'm going to dig deeper into this one in terms of staff performance evaluation and reviews, because this is something that I have a certain process in my practice, but I'm going to be curious to see what the AI has in plan. And another thing that I know wasn't there, but I'm going to do for this business system and logistic, we have a lot of our training now for our new staff online through a private YouTube channel and so forth. We use Trello as a, if you want, an onboarding platform when we have a new staff. But one thing that I'm going to do is figuring out if the AI can help me condense all this and produce more of a office procedure and policy, because we used to have that, but trying to go a little bit more virtual. But sometimes I still miss the in your hands, something that you can give to new employees. So that's the second. And then sales, services, and products. Generating new lead, of course, is of interest to us. Generated detailed product and services for promotion, depending if you're selling vitamins or if you have photobiomodulation laser or software or anything along these lines. Analyzing sales trend and performance. I plan on asking that question myself. Developing targeted promotion, pricing, didn't think it would be of interest, upselling and cross-selling. So I'm going to be asking many more questions when it comes to this, to get some ideas of how I can leverage this with my team in the practice. Market research to identify new products or services could be really cool. And also feedback survey, which could be also interesting to ask your patients and practice members. So again, there's a lot that I do want to go and dig deeper on this. And then the fourth category, marketing, social media, and events. And this one, honestly, I'm not going to rhyme them all, because all of them to me make sense to help with the generation of content, that it is a blog, that it is social media on your channels. And, nowadays, if you're a business or, and you don't have an online social media presence, it's just like people are almost not going to trust you. I'm not saying that you need to be there all the time and post, a huge amount, but you need to be present when it comes to that. And that leads me to my next point here, Canva for social media. So I know in the practice, we use Canva a lot. I use it, for my other projects as well. That platform has been amazing. They keep adding to it. And now Canva has what they call a magic writer. So if you have an account, you can go and play with it. But I asked the Canva AI, I said, write blog ideas for chiropractors for their clinics. So it listed a bunch of them. And then I asked, write 5 social posts for each of them. And it did that. And then I asked further, find a picture for each of those posts, and it made some suggestion, and you can see where we can go with this. I'm not in Canva, as much as people on my team are, but they tell me also that, you can really leverage pictures as well. I know there's another platform called Midjourney as well, which is a AI for pictures. So you can, say, I want 2 monkeys sitting on the moon pictures, and it will help generate that. So last time I checked, it was a little bit clunky, but I think all those AIs are really coming together when it comes to giving more value as they build strength and stamina with the information that we're giving them. And also another point which I mentioned, plagiarism is a big thing. So there's many of them. This one was free, and I apologize for the ads because it's free. Corrector for the content. So what I did is I asked the AI, talk to me about prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic, and gave me those three little paragraphs that you're seeing. And then I put it in the AI corrector. And as you can see, it said 85% fake. Now, if I were going to post this, on a blog, I would be concerned to post this. But what I did is I just added a title to the paragraph and just a little blurb, when it comes to gut health, it's important, just adding some personal touch, and it brought it down right to 7%. So this to me is kind of confirming what I thought, that you don't want to necessarily use the words exactly when it comes to blogs and things you're going to put online. But mind you, for social media post, especially if you're going to do a graphic with it, I really don't see that as a huge thing. And then if we go to the last of that category, this one was patient education and clinical skills. So develop patient education material, I think, will be brilliant. Obviously, I'm not going to rely on the AI to do my care plans and my recommendation for patients. So this one to me was a little bit irrelevant. But searching of topics that people want to learn more about, anything educational, I think, can be of value. Stretching. I mean, the AI is giving me a bunch of ideas. And as you can see here, it's kind of funny, the AI stuff. And me being the polite Canadian that I am, I said, continue, please. And it did. And if you're in the AI, it does that. Just ask to continue. And also, I'm noticing a difference that the AI is more feels more like a conversation. And when you start a complete new subject, you can change chat, but you can even go back, and I've done that, to a past chat that I had to keep the AI kind of in the context of what we were talking about. So really, really cool and valuable stuff. So hopefully that triggered your creativity, and if you haven't downloaded it, go and download it, talk about it with your team, because I know I have a few nutritionists and people in the health field that helped me research book and so forth, and I share that with them, and they report to me that it's cutting their work, I would say almost in half. Again, they're not using the AI completely to write, because we want original content, but it could be, give me, at the beginning of a chapter you're writing, give me 10 quotes that are pertinent to that. Give me 10 fun facts that are pertinent to this. So it just saves you a lot of time. And even references. One of the book that I'm co-authoring, I should say, my co-author had put a paragraph, he had forgotten to put the reference. I just took that segment, put it in AI, and lo and behold, the AI gave me the Chicago style reference. So I mean, I have written enough books that I know that time is precious, that you're able to do that. So if you have, let me go here. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to, help you with any of those kind of stuff. And I'm excited to say that I've launched a new website called thehealthypreneur.com. And because the last 3 years, I created a lot of cool material, I think, and I'm using it in my clinic, books being one of them. And I'm like, you know what? I need to share that with other chiropractors, so you don't have to do all the work. So check out the website, thehealthypreneur.com. I do have a done-for-you webinar process based on my book, Hack Your Health Habits. I'm also written another book called In My Clinic, Fired Up and Feeling Great, which I can white label for other chiropractor, and we are white labeling for other chiropractor, and also lifestyle program and funnels that I give to my patients to help them with meal plans and all of that, as well as supplementation without any work on my part. So I've implemented all of those strategies in my practice, and I thought, you know what, this can literally be taken and used by another chiropractor. So make sure that you check it out. So this was Dr. Nathalie Beauchamp for the show Empowering Women in Chiropractic. And again, thank you to ChiroSecure to put these shows together. Always interesting to learn from each other and help ourselves stay current with what's happening in the world. Thank you.
Join us each week as we bring you the best in business growth, practice management, social media marketing, networking, leadership, and lots more. If it's about women in practice and business, you'll hear it here. We hope you enjoyed this week's Facebook Live event. Please like us on Facebook, comment, and share. We look forward to seeing all of you next week for another episode of Empowering Women in Chiropractic. Now, go ahead and hit the share button and tell your friends and colleagues about the show. Thank you for watching. Have a beautiful day. This has been a ChiroSecure production.